Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Sunday's feature race at Woodbine is a good one. The Grade 3 Trillium at 1.16 miles on the Tapeta surface. A full field of fillies and mares. Get down with a DRF Bets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com. Deposit $100. Bet with $250. Let's meet this full field for the Grade 3 Trillium Stakes. Morning line favorite, Mike, the number 5. She's the Berries. And really, handicappers have to ask themselves what they thought of that allowance prep on May the 5th. She's the Berries beat 4 of these common rivals that day, and I thought Patrick Husbands gave her a super ride.
Well, we agree on that. That's for sure. And I don't want to take anything away from her for winning, because since she arrived in Mark Cassie's barn, that's all she does is win races. But she got a great trip in that race. You know, it was a very rated pace, and she was last. But I just liked the way that Husband, kept her right up close in a tight pack. He saved all the ground, never went around horses in that race. And once he came clear, this horse did the rest. She's a good horse, Dan. She can win this race. I could easily try to beat her as the favorite, but I expect her to be around at the end.
I agree. I think she's so consistent that she's got to be there, but at 3-1 or as the favorite in this race, and she may not be the favorite at post time, I don't think she has such an edge that I want to play her on top. Let's talk about a couple of the fillies that she faced that day. The number 4 is Dixie Moon. This filly has a lot of credentials. She won the Woodbine Oaks. She was 5-1 in the 2018 Queen's Plate. Last time out, she was just tracking the pace. She got the first run on those horses turning into the lane, and she has just very bad habit that when she gets struck with the whip, she changes leads right away, and that's kind of bothered me. The blinkers come off, though, from Catherine Day Phillips, and she probably could be at least closer to the pace.
And she can get a good trip in this race. I think the switching to her wrong lead last time, it really did affect her. But it also, didn't do her any favors that off that layoff, she took a 3-wide trip in there, just always on the outside, always uncovered. I thought she ran fine. It did sort of look like maybe she needed that race. And if she takes a step forward, second off the layoff, she can beat this field.
I was a huge fan of the number 7, Summer Luck, as a 3-year-old. I thought she ran a really nice and underrated race in the Devona Dale. And then the connections just wanted to stretch her out and keep going longer. And then they ran her on the turf. I still think she's a little bit better at slightly shorter distances, but last time out in the Nassau, that was a race where she was just overmatched. The time before at this distance against She's the Berries, she ran okay. It's just that she's the kind of horse that you really can't depend upon to win too much.
Yeah, right. And I thought she ran okay 2 starts back as well. But another horse, I thought she got a really good trip in that race. She did have to squeeze through on the rail, but she managed to do that. It was only second best. And I just wonder if really there's that much improvement in her. I don't know if she's going to be able to do any better than that.
Let's take a look at the Mark Cassie formulator fact for Summer Luck over the past 3 years, with horses aged 3 and up moving from turf to synthetic routes in the 3rd start of the form cycle. 36% winners and a $3.52 ROI. We'll throw up the Timeform US pace projector for this race. We are expecting 2 horses to contest the early lead. One of them is the number 6, and that is Lunar Garden, who just blew him away 2 starts back on the lead, going 1 1/8. And last time out, they went very, very fast over a very off-turf course at Keeneland, and she couldn't handle it. She's better on synth. She's going to have to deal with a quick one in Tappa, however, and I'm not sure she's as good as that one.
Yeah, I didn't think that she was either, although I do like that her 2 most recent starts on this surface are probably the 2 best races she's run, so I like that about her. I wonder if she can get the right trip in this race, and it does feel to me like the horse who's going to be on the pace with her, just might be a little bit better.
Let's talk about the 11, Hot Cash, who might benefit from a little pace up front. I liked her seasonal debut. They cut her back to 7 furlongs. I thought she won pretty easily. The 3rd place runner came back to run 2nd for a 62.5 tag with the 79 buyer. She has winning experience at this distance. She's just a little slow on paper.
Yeah, hasn't run that race yet that suggests that she's going to be able to beat horses like this. She just has to improve again.
Directly inside her is Giovanna Blue, is making her first start of the year, first start for New Connections. She was in real tough in the Zagora last time out in New York. I think she's run some nice races. That stakes race at Delaware in July, she ran a solid 2nd. After that, I thought she ran okay again in the Flaming Page. Then distance too short, then a dirt race, and then the Zagora over soft going. Here's my concern, Mike. I wonder if this race is a prep for something longer and that they're going to concentrate on longer distance races this year.
Yeah, I feel like they might too, and that might be a good thing because she does like distance. She is 2 for 3 on synthetic in her career, so she handles the surface. I just wonder if this is the right race for her.
Let's talk a little bit about the number 8, Carta Bianca. I think she has an outside chance at a giant price for the great Roger Attfield. I really liked her win at Deauville back on November the 27th over a synthetic surface. Now, that was at 9.5. And I liked her so much, I took her off the layoff at Keeneland in that turf race, and I just don't really think that trip worked out for her. She was kind of in behind horses. She came with a little run. She got beat with a length. Just looked like a perfect tightener, right? And last time out, she just did not fire over the synth at Woodbine. I'm wondering what happened in that last race. Is she just simply better on turf?
I mean, I don't know. I'd be willing to give her one more, Dan, if only because, as we already talked about in that race, it was a very rated pace where they just raced in a tight pack. And for some reason, this horse was just, 4 wide around the track in there. I don't think the trip necessarily worked out great for her. I didn't like the way that she, totally fell apart late in that race, but maybe she has an excuse for doing that.
Ladies Night, the number 9, probably had one of the better trips in that race because there was no pace up front. She was contesting the lead, and she's supposed to be right there at the end of the race, only beaten a length. According to Timeform US, Ladies Night will not make the lead in here. That could be a bit problematic for her, but she does have a good formulator fact. Trainer Gail Cox over the past 5 years, 3-year-olds and up on synthetic going third off the layoff, 23% winners, a 383 ROI. Something tells me that this filly needs a lot of things to go her way.
Yeah, I couldn't take her off that last race. She just didn't run well enough in there for me to take her.
Let's talk about Bear Paw, the number 3. Connections did a really nice job with this filly. She scored last time out, second start this year, stretching out to this distance. And while she is a stakes winner against restricted company at a mile and a 16th, she's just another filly that is a little bit slow against these.
Yeah, and she's already been handled pretty handily by She's the Berries and Dixie Moon. So she's got a lot to make up on those two and a lot to make up on some of the others as well.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Trillium Stakes. I'm a fan of your top pick, the number 2, Miss Momentum. When she won the Celine last year, I thought she was on her way to a big season. I liked her in the Trillium last year, and for some reason, she just didn't run. She then rebounded to run okay in the La Lorgnette. Cassie ran her twice on turf. I'm not sure that's her preferred surface. She needs a little bit of pace, but she's just too inconsistent. But at 20-1, she's inconsistent enough for me to use her.
That's why I took her. She's hard to trust, but if she's going to be a big price in this race, I could easily bet a few bucks on her. Again, her good race is going to make her really tough in here. You don't know if she's going to run it, but if she does, this is a field she could easily beat. I'm with you. Her Celine last year was just a super performance. If she runs something like that, she'll beat this field.
Tappa Tappa Tap is going to be my top selection. While she is moving from dirt to PETA, she has won on poly track in the past to Woodbine. She's also won on turf. I just think she's versatile, and drawing the rail is really good for her because she has some speed. And maybe the 6 horse will go out with her early. I think Jessie Campbell's just going to go. Her Azeri last time out, I don't agree with the stumbled start. I thought she broke just fine. She set the pace, and she's not going to finish with the likes of Midnight Bizou and a late. 2 back at her favorite track, Tampa Bay. You saw what happens when she found a field that she can handle and a comfortable pace situation. She's just very logical on paper. I just don't think she's 7-2.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I would take that price on her. That's a good price on her. She in a lot of ways she might be the horse to beat here because she handles synthetic. She handles all 3 surfaces. She's a good horse. She can get a good trip in this race. I'm using her. I went 2, 1, 5, 4, but I want to bet the 2 if she's a big price.
I'm using the same 4 horses in different order. 1, 4, 5, 2 in the Grade 3 Trillium, the feature race at Woodbine on Sunday. Bet it with a DRF Bets account. Deposit 100, bet with 250. DRF Bets. Ready, set, bet. Approximate post time for the Grade 3 Trillium, 4:55 Eastern. Good luck.